Hey guys, a lot of people like Etsy as a relatively cheap stock that you could sell puts on, something that's not terribly expensive for medium accounts to like maybe buy 100 shares of so that they could sell covered calls. I don't love this pick because there are other stocks that are in growth mode right now that might be better picks, but for people that are all about finding value stocks, Etsy is one that comes up a lot. I don't really see it. If you just look at the 1 year chart, I'm not really seeing much of a solid resistance. So probably around May, we hit $59. We're currently at $57. So if you expand this out further, the chart looks nice, but looks can be deceptive because of how volatile this stock has been in the past. These visually small changes can account for quite a lot. So let's look at the year-to-date chart. I mean, this thing has a continuous path downward. The forward PE isn't terrible. So if that's something that you look at, I mean, depending on how much you want to weight the forward PE ratio, something you should take with a grain of salt. Currently, the trailing price to earnings is 26. You should also note that their book value per share is actually negative. And just from a glance, from what I can tell, that's because they took on quite a lot of debt. So if we go to their balance sheet and look at it, we'll just take the annual view. Let's take a look at their total liabilities. They've gone up quite a lot from 1.6 to like 3.2. And that's something that's hard to ignore given their growth, which has been good, but not terribly phenomenal after about 2020. Now, if we look at the quarterly views, sales performance, nothing to brag home about. They're in a competitive market. They're competing with Shopify, eBay, Amazon. And the other thing I want to point out is actually a positive, something that I look at all the time. Their basic shares outstanding appear to be declining quarter after quarter. That's a good thing, generally speaking, without digging too much into the why. Now, I wouldn't buy Etsy, but that's because I think it'll continue to sink. I just haven't seen any strong indicators in the trends that suggest otherwise. If we take a look at the 3-month chart, the MACD crossover doesn't appear to be, it might be decelerating a little bit, but downward trend. The RSI is at 32, okay, maybe a bit oversold. With my really conservative 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band, we do see that, yeah, it's hovering near the bottom of the Bollinger Band. But again, these things aren't hard rules. You have to take all this information and look at it together. When I look at the year-to-date chart, I'm just seeing a straight line down. It's pretty clear. I would not jump on this as a buy. And again, I only bring up Etsy because I've seen people talking about how great it is and how much of a value and all that. If you insist on taking a position in the stock, I would just sell a put, so that if there is a reversal, temporary or otherwise, you would be well positioned to profit off of an upward move without investing in it at the current price. Again, this is not one of my picks, but if you like the stock, I would go out maybe 36 days and sell the $56 put. Now, you can see that there's a -1 by it. Yes, I did take a position in this put recently, but in a rare moment of hubris, I feel like I've made a mistake. So I am going to be closing this position, probably for, a net zero. I might make or lose $5. I just got into this position after thinking about it. As you can see, I too am a mortal, and I make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes as you learn to trade options. So just be careful. Try to make your mistakes small mistakes, and just do your due diligence. Follow your basic rules, and you'll do all right. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next one.